is Rihanna Koppel, and I'm the Sustainability Coordinator at the Ashland Food Co-op. Over 10 years ago, the co-op made a commitment to be zero waste by 2030. Today, we are successfully diverting over 82% of our waste from landfills. We're working hard every single day to continue to take steps towards zero waste. I'm here today to talk about zero waste and how I can help you become more sustainable at home. I want to start by saying that no one is perfectly zero waste. Only Mother Nature can do that. It's important to be able to take tiny steps along the way to get to where you want to go. Zero waste is almost impossible in the society that we live in today that's based on consumption. So, great job for taking steps to zero waste today. You can do it. And the most important thing is to remember, know your impact. When you know your impact, you can know what kind of a difference you're making. So what is zero waste exactly? According to Zero Waste International Alliance, the definition of zero waste is the conservation of resources by means of responsible production, consumption, reuse, and recovery of all products, materials, and packaging, without burning them and without discharges to land, water, or air that threaten the environment or human health. So ideally, we're talking about a closed-loop system. From the beginning of production all the way to the end of its life cycle, everything's contained. Now, this is not business as usual. Our world is not set up for grocery stores, department stores, when we go out, for a zero waste system. So to choose to be zero waste is an intentional choice, and it's one that you can start doing today. We all know about the classic 3 steps: reduce, reuse, and recycle. Today, I'm going to talk about the 5 R's instead and expand more about ways that you can help along the way to zero waste. First off, refuse. Number 1, refuse. When you go to the store, make sure to know what you want to take home and what you don't want to take home. Come prepared and be clear and courteous with those around you. Remember to bring a tote bag or your reusable coffee cup or your water bottle. If you're going out to get some food, don't forget, of course, your reusable mask, but also a knife and maybe other utensils that you want to use. It's really easy to just throw these inside of your bag, and that way you can easily refuse single-use disposables. The second step in the 5 R's is reduce. We all know how to do this one. The way that I like to look at it is shop at home. Take a look at what's around you. Take a look first at what your family, friends, or community could provide before going out and purchasing something new. The 2 places that I see this the most often in my life are in the kitchen and in the closet. It's a lot easier to shop at home, and before you go out to get more food, remember to have a snack. For me, it's pretty hard to reduce my own shopping when I'm feeling hungry. Also, for your closet, a good rule of thumb is to think about whether or not you've worn something for 1 year. If you haven't worn it in a year, might be time to let it go. Also, whenever you purchase something new and bring a newer piece of clothing into your wardrobe, remember to take one out as well. As for me, I've got a few boxes of clothes at home I definitely need to reduce. The third step on your way to zero waste is reuse. When you get up in the morning, what kind of coffee do you go for? Do you head out to a store and get a disposable container like this? Or do you make your tea or coffee at home and have a reusable container? Not only is this helping the planet, but it's also helping to cut costs. When you head out for eating food somewhere, do you grab a disposable container like this? Or are you choosing something reusable that can be used again and again, like Rogue To Go? This can show up in a lot of different aspects in our lives, from food to the bathroom. It's kind of overwhelming when you step inside of a bathroom and realize how many disposable products there are. Shampoo, hand sanitizer, shaving, dental floss, lip balm, the list goes on and on. It can be pretty overwhelming when you start to realize how many disposables there are. It's best to take it easy and take it one step at a time. A really good swap for some disposables is simply to use a towel rather than paper towels, to use cloth napkins instead of paper napkins, and even to use a handkerchief instead of Kleenex. The fourth step on the way to zero waste is rot. And that means, you guessed it, composting. This is one of my favorite steps on the way to zero waste. It's very easy to take a container inside of your kitchen and collect kitchen scraps. You can bring it outside to a rotating tumbler for your compost, and then start a compost pile in your own backyard. It's fun, but also remember that it's a regular chore. If you aren't able to upkeep your compost, you can find pests that get in. So make sure to take a composting class to be able to know the right ratio of greens, browns, and kitchen scraps to make sure everything is in balance. If you don't have the space to have a compost pile at home, reach out to a community garden or ask a friend.
And now for the fifth and final step, hopefully the penultimate step before going to the landfill. We're talking about recycling. Now, here in Ashland, in Talent, we are served by an amazing waste hauler, Recology, and I want to clear up some common misconceptions about recycling through Recology. Number one, remember that no food whatsoever, any food contamination, none of it goes in the recycling. Keep it clean and keep it dry. So if you have any food contaminated materials, just like this coffee cup or just like this single-use container, please do not put it in your commingled recycling. Here's something else to remember. When you see a container like this and it says certified compostable, it does not go into the commingled recycling. In fact, there are no composting facilities in the entire state of Oregon that will take back certified compostable ware. Sadly, that's the truth, so we gotta use reusables. Another common misconception is that egg cartons are recyclable. They used to be, but now they are not after China passed the National Sword program. So remember, unfortunately, not recyclable. Some things that are still recyclable, paper bags, if they're not wet, there's no food contamination, aluminum foil rolled up into a ball. You can recycle cans, of course, but let's take a look at these lids. There are no lids in commingled recycling and Recology. This means any kind of lid. From the kind of lid you find on top of your drink, to metal lids, which can be recycled at the Water Street station, or to any kind of plastic lid. So remember, don't ever put lids into your commingled recycling, and the metal lids can only be recycled at the Water Street station. Another common misconception is that paper like this, tissue paper, is recyclable. Unfortunately, it's not. It's a product that it's at the end of its life. So the most important thing with recycling is to learn what to recycle and how to recycle right. Recology is an amazing resource. So is Rogue Disposal and Southern Oregon Sanitation. If you really want to learn more about recycling, I invite you to check out the Jackson County Master Recyclers Program. This is an amazing program that will teach you all about what goes to the waste, what goes to the recycling, and what actions are available here in Southern Oregon.
All right, we're finally here at the trash can. You can see we've got a few different varieties here. Blue, of course, is the commingled. Green is different yard waste. We have a smaller blue recycling container for glass and bottles, and the trash can. So where does our trash go? We're really lucky that we have a landfill close by, right out in Eagle Point. This is the Dry Creek landfill that's run by Rogue Disposal. All of our trash from Recology and Rogue Disposal goes to the Dry Creek landfill. We're very lucky because at this landfill, we have pipes that are going through cells in the landfill to collect methane, a potent greenhouse gas that's emitted from decomposing trash. Currently, out at the landfill, they're collecting 50% of the methane that's emitted by the trash that goes into the cells. The other 50% is burnt off into the atmosphere. This remaining 50% is converted back into electricity that goes into the Pacific Power electricity grid. There are not many landfills out there that can say they convert their greenhouse gas emissions from their trash into electricity.
So, to recap what we've learned about the 5 R's, remember to start with refuse, move on to reduce, then reuse, rot, and finally recycle before it goes into your trash and onto the landfill. If you really want to take it a step further, I recommend doing a waste audit of your own trash. Take a look inside of that trash can and see what's there. I've done this a few times. It's a little bit messy, and you're gonna want to do it with a partner, especially if you have kids. It's kind of fun to go through the trash, if you want. 2 other really good resources to move along the steps to zero waste are 101 Ways to Go Zero Waste by Catherine Kellogg. Another great resource and book is Zero Waste Home by Bea Johnson. Both of these books offer invaluable tips and ideas about how you can start making swaps towards zero waste in your own home. There's a lot to consider in the realm of zero waste, but there are 4 really easy swaps that you can start with today. The first one is a water bottle. Just trade in a single-use disposable bottle for a reusable one. I use my reusable water bottle every single day, all the time. It's always with me. The second thing you can swap out is the disposable coffee cup. There's so many different fun options to choose, and it's lots of fun to have different kinds of coffee cups for how you're feeling throughout the day. The third thing you can swap out is a disposable straw for a reusable straw. Don't forget with this one to have a straw cleaner. This one has saved my life a few times. The fourth and final thing that's an easy swap is a grocery bag. You can always throw these in your car and use them for so many different things. These are the 4 easiest things to swap out that can really make a difference on your journey to zero waste. Now, let's talk about 10 steps to zero waste as presented by Catherine Kellogg, who is the author of 101 Ways to Go Zero Waste, and on the website goingzerowaste.com. Here are the 10 steps that she recommends. Number 1, awareness. Know your impact. That's the part of you participating in this course today. Number 2, start phasing things out. Look at the disposables in your life and choose one thing to phase out and into a reusable option. Number 3, do a simple swap, just like the 4 easy swaps we talked about with the bag, the water bottle, the coffee cup, and the straw. Choose one simple swap to make a better step towards zero waste. Number 4, give yourself patience. You're gonna forget your tote at home, and you're gonna forget that coffee cup at some point in time. That's okay. You're making steps and doing the best you can, and that's making an impact. For number 5, look for better solutions. Look for good ways to store your food, or try to make a DIY recipe for something like detergent, toothpaste, or even a lip balm. It's really fun to try and come up with different recipes at home so that you don't have to go out and buy that cleaner again. Number 6, education. Like I was saying before, know what's recyclable. Go to the Recology website or Rogue Disposal website and read up and know what you can and cannot recycle. Number 7, consumer habits. Remember how I said refusing was the first thing at the top of the list of the 5 R's? When you head out to go shopping, remember to refuse and think about the long-term habits of what you're purchasing and consuming. Number 8, look into your community. There's a lot of wonderful organizations in Southern Oregon, like Southern Oregon Master Recyclers Association or the Jackson County Master Recyclers. There's Talent Zero Waste. Look for different ways that you can become involved to help reduce waste in the community at large. Number 9, community action. This goes even further. Start getting involved in a food waste challenge like what's being offered from Emerging Futures. Take a course, volunteer, or continue to learn more with awesome action steps you can take in the community. And again, number 10, the final one is policy. There is a way where you can get involved with your city by joining a committee or even advocating at the state for legislation to help ban single-use disposables or help create reusable options. These are all different ways that you can take steps in your community to make an impact on a broad scale. Again, my name is Rihanna Koppel, and as the Sustainability Coordinator at the Ashland Food Co-op, I want to thank you for taking this time to get involved and learn more about zero waste. Zero waste is a journey. Take each step day by day, and you're going to make great progress. That's not only going to make an impact in your own home, but in the community and the world at large. So thank you for being involved with zero waste, and stay sustainable.